Hey guys, welcome back. We just got back from berry picking and we picked a bunch of blackberries. We got about 1.5 gallons of blackberries. I've already rinsed these, pulled out all the bugs, made sure that all the bugs came out and all the leaves came out. So these are just berries that have been rinsed. What I'm gonna do is with this right here, I'm gonna make some, I call it refrigerator jam, where I'm gonna make it, but I'm not gonna can it. No, I don't know yet. I might can some, but I'm just gonna cook them down and strain them out. I'm gonna show you how I do it. You can do it your way, but this is the way I do it at home. All right, so let's get started. I'm actually gonna save some of these. I'm gonna freeze some, so that's about a pint or so. I'm gonna freeze these. So I just lay them flat on a cookie sheet like that, and I just toss them in the freezer with some plastic over the top. And when they freeze up the next day, I just put them in Ziploc bags. But my wife really wanted a bunch of jam, so I'm gonna do a whole gallon of jam. So I'm just gonna add these to a pan. And I'm gonna add about a couple cups of water, like 1.5 cups, 2 cups of water. That's 1.5 cups of water to be exact. Now I'm gonna add a whole cup of sugar, and then I'm gonna let these cook down. I'm also gonna add, I got a fresh lemon from my brother-in-law's tree. I'm gonna add the juice of 1 whole lemon to that. Now I don't wanna add any seeds, so we're just gonna juice 1 lemon right in there. A little pulp's okay. So I have 2 mason jars with lids and the rings. I'm gonna bring those to a boil and boil those off for 5 minutes to sanitize them. That's the usual way you would do that. Now the berries, sugar, and lemon juice are coming to a boil. We're gonna let this reduce quite a bit because there's quite a bit of liquid, and thicken that liquid up. So that gallon of berries will probably make I'm hoping 1.5 jars. I'm hoping, we'll see what happens, of jelly. Now for the jars, as soon as it comes to a boil, let it boil for about 3 or 4 minutes and then just turn it off after 3 or 4 minutes, and those are gonna be sanitized. So at this point, it's reduced by about 1/4. So I'm gonna zap it with my immersion blender. My wife doesn't like seeds, so I'm gonna get rid of some of the seeds by zapping with immersion blender and running it through my sieve. And then I'll put it back in the pan. So this is why I added water. In case anybody was wondering why I added water, this is the reason. Usually you wouldn't add water, but I added a little bit of water, brought it back down. I'm gonna blend it a little bit. I'm gonna run it through my sieve right now. Okay, let me see if I can do this and show you and videotape it without burning myself to death here. So I have an old sieve with a push handle. In the industry we call these china caps, but this is a sieve. So let me see what I can do here. Get some of the seeds out. There we go. And you see in here, there's just a few seeds left. Just the seeds are in here. Everything else is made in the bowl. I'm gonna pour it back in the pan and continue to reduce it. Now that I've got it down to this point, it's reduced by half. I'm gonna add 4 more cups of sugar for a total of 5 cups of sugar. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Now that we got the sugar all in there and the juice, we're gonna let this come back to the boil, and it should be just about done. So I brought it to the boil. I'm gonna let it boil for about 10 more minutes. So total of about a 30-minute cook time. And I'm going to start jarring it. So it's been about 10 more minutes and it has reduced another bit. What we're going to do now is we're going to put them in the jars. I very carefully ladle this into the canning funnel. And this is going to stain everything if you didn't already know that. Now I can scrub my cutting board clean, so I'm not worried about that, and my metal pans, but rags, clothes, anything like that, it'll stain it right now. That might be a little bit much. I got one of these gadgets to check it. Oh, that's plenty. All right, perfect. And I'll pour the rest in the other jar here. Now we're going to want to clean the inside rim of the jar with some vinegar. Get all the juice off the rim for the lid. So I'm just going to clean it with some vinegar. And now I'm going to get the lids. Get the rings. Damn, they're hot. And I just want these hand tight. You don't want to crank them down. Now I don't have anything fancy like a double boiler or anything. I just have a regular pan. I'm going to put the 2 jars in the pan. You do want to be able to cover them halfway and cover it. I'm going to put a little more water in there. Another drop. Now you want to bring this to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, for my altitude, I can for about 10 minutes once it comes to a boil. So I'm going to cover it and wait for it to come to boil. Now that it's come to a complete rolling boil, I'm going to cover and process for 10 minutes. Now the timer's gone off, it's been 10 minutes. Turn the fire off. And you grab these out of here. They're already starting to pop. This one has some more air, so it's going to take a little while to pop. Like I said, it's going to be refrigerator jelly, so what I'm going to do is, this one I'll actually put on the shelf, but this one here, I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator because I don't know if that's actually going to pop because there's a lot of air gap. This one I left only a 1-inch air gap. This one I left quite a bit more. So this one, in about a half an hour or so, oh, it did pop. I'm gonna let these sit out and let them cool down to room temperature, and this one's gonna go in the refrigerator as soon as it gets to room temperature. All right, and maybe tomorrow I'll show you how to put it on some toast. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, it is the next day. So I just made a couple pieces of toast. Put a little butter on them. Let me try out these preserves. Let's see how they look. Oh, that's like a good looking jelly right there. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks good. And it tastes really good too. So there you go, guys. That's how you make blackberry preserves. Thanks so very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Have a great day. God bless.